And we are here to honor volunteers tonight. We're about to honor a volunteer, but the thing that I always point out is how much we get from volunteering. And for me, the experience of being a volunteer, the rewards of being a volunteer have always exceeded what I put into it. And I really wish, and I think you all know that, the volunteers in this room, I wish more people knew that. I wish more people understood that you get so much more than you give from being a volunteer. And while we are here to recognize the selflessness and the dedication and the commitment of so many volunteers, we need more volunteers in our community. So I want to spread that message as much as possible, that you get so much from volunteering. It is not just the fact that you are giving, you are also participating, and you're engaged. And I think we've missed that during the pandemic. I've talked to many people who were missing the experience of being a volunteer. They were missing that engagement. They were missing that opportunity to contribute. That was something that we missed during the pandemic, and so we have to get that back in our community. So thank you all for what you do. I want to thank the sponsors who are part of this event tonight. And aussi, je veux parler en tant que maire et au nom du conseil municipal. My colleague Ralston King is here tonight. Ralston, great to see you as always, with his wife Linda, who's always, I'm just as happy to see you, Linda, as I get to work with this guy, but it's always fun when I see you. And really, again, the experience of being a volunteer, I think, is something that we need to highlight and celebrate. And I hope more and more people connect with the great organizations in our community through Volunteer Ottawa. C'est une expérience qui rend humble et qui rassemble des personnes de tout horizon. Everyone comes together for the same purpose, and that's to solve a problem or to help a fellow resident or to make our community better and stronger. And Ottawa is home to some incredible volunteers, and I'm so fortunate. One of the best things about my new job is that I get to meet amazing people all the time, and I'm so grateful for that. I get to travel the city and meet the amazing people who are making things happen in our city. So just in the last week alone, for example, I was at the annual convention of the Royal Canadian Legion. I was at a thrift sale market that was put together by students from across Ottawa. I was at the annual 9-Run race in Stittsville, which supports mental health for our first responders, and a whole bunch of other events that are run by volunteers. And I visited organizations that are supported by volunteers. Tous ces événements ont été organisés et gérés entièrement par des bénévoles. Veterans, students, first responders, people with incredibly busy lives who have already given so much but know that they can give more and know that helping our community, helping one person, helping one individual in our community can make a huge difference. To me, volunteering and community service is an opportunity, not an obligation. It is, you know, if the best things in life are free, then the best roles in life are when you get to work for free. And so the Mayor's Award for Volunteer Spirit is given to an individual or group of individuals who exemplify the spirit of volunteering in Ottawa through their significant community impact. The award celebrates a commitment to volunteering that goes above and beyond. And I know from looking around the room, there's many examples of that here tonight. Les nominations dans cette catégorie doivent démontrer que le candidat a consacré beaucoup de temps et a eu un impact important sur la communauté par le biais du bénévolat. And this year we have 3 incredible and deserving finalists who I'm going to mention. Food Sharing Ottawa was nominated for their agile and entirely volunteer-run food rescue program, spending 100+ hours a month rescuing and delivering food in Ottawa. Their volunteer pool in the last 3 years has grown from 12 to more than 80. Remarkable. Elizabeth Hetherington was nominated for her years as a community builder in Rideau, Rockcliffe Ward, and beyond. She's touched the lives of countless people through her work with English language tutoring for Ottawa community, the Ottawa Mission, Beechwood Cemetery, Cornerstone Shelter for Women, and many, many more. And OMRA Shelter Corporation was nominated for their essential work supporting small refugee families in Ottawa. This all-volunteer organization raises funds and provides rent subsidies as well as vital services like English tutoring and furniture moving. So I'm going to announce the winner in a moment, but before I do that, I also wanted to take a moment to recognize and congratulate this year's Lifetime Achievement Award recipient, my friend, Sarah Onyango. I've had the honor and pleasure of working with Sarah. She's a force, she's spectacular, she's amazing, and she personifies community building and leadership. She has been an active volunteer since 1993, so 30 years now, even longer than Michael Allen has been in his job. Can you imagine that? Amazing. With Black History Ottawa, United Way East Ontario, the Ottawa Local Immigration Partnership, the Legacy Voices Institute, and the community radio station CHUO. She's an incredible advocate, so often for those who don't have a voice. And she's helped shape the lives of countless residents in our city. So thank you, Sarah, for all you've done for this city and our residents, and congratulations. So now, it's my pleasure, c'est vraiment un plaisir d'annoncer le récipient de cet honneur ce soir. It's my pleasure to announce tonight's winner of the Mayor's Award for Volunteer Spirit. Before I do, please join me in applauding the three finalists, the three nominees. What's that?
The envelopes are under here somewhere? Nope, that's okay. I'll just give you the certificate.
All I need is an envelope, and then we can announce the winner. Okay, the certificate, please. So the Mayor's Award for Volunteer Spirit, Prix du Maire pour l'Esprit Bénévole, goes to Elizabeth Hetherington.
Thank you.
Just one second. Let's take a picture. One right here, okay? One just right on. Yeah. Here you go. Would you like me to hold this for you?
Yes.
Okay.
Think of everything.
Actually, I'll put it right here.
Wow. No, it's quite overwhelming, actually. C'est un grand honneur de recevoir ces prix. Spécial, très spécial. Being in this room with so many people who have worked tirelessly to help make this city and its families more comfortable and happy is quite humbling. Your worship, distinguished guests, colleagues and friends, thank you. Talking with many of you just now, I'm really amazed how fortunate Ottawa is to have so many talented and energetic volunteers. In fact, Canada only manages to run many of its social services because of volunteers. I worked on the census during COVID, actually, and StatsCan 2021 reported from 2018 that Canada has 24 million Canadians working over 206 hours annually. So that's over 60% of our population. I know a lot of the people I spoke to this evening felt that it's come down a bit, but hey, there's a reason to do this. If only this could happen in other places too. For me, I would also personally like just to thank Volunteer Ottawa, and here's a little story. J'ai remarqué pour la première fois l'excellent site web pendant les années COVID. Hey, we were scrolling around looking for things. For the first time in my life, though, I really felt isolated. My mom was over 100 years old, and she was in a retirement residence, but I couldn't see her. My husband had been ill for 11 days in intensive care. He did fine. And my son was working at night but couldn't see me because his building had COVID. I had to do something. So I went looking for the website. And I looked for different things that I could do right then, and there it was. Ottawa Cares was looking for people to drive for local food banks. All you had to do was have a car with a large trunk, drive to the food bank, obtain the addresses or the drop-offs, and then deliver and either leave the boxes on the front steps or someone would take them out of the trunk. Merci, si nous ne pouvions pas beaucoup parler, j'ai rencontré des gens formidables. I really met some interesting people doing that. Merci beaucoup, Bénévoles Ottawa. You are such a great organization, as are many, many others. So my thanks to all the people in this room who manage so many needs, and my thanks again, Your Worship, for all the work you do, for supporting Ottawa Cares and many other charities which are essential to the health of our beautiful city. Thank you.
So welcome to the VOscars 2023. We started last year, I think, was our first year to be a sponsor for the event, and we're delighted again to be back this evening as a sponsor of the Volunteer Ottawa's Outstanding Youth Volunteer Award. And you can see the connection here with the college, and I'm delighted to represent the college in this fashion. Volunteerism is a critical part of the educational experience at Algonquin College, shaping individuals and communities alike. When you volunteer, you learn so much about who you are, what matters to you, and the difference you make in the world around you. Through our volunteer programming at the AC Volunteer Center, we strive to inspire students to give back to their communities and help create social change at the local level and beyond. In addition, when students volunteer during their time at Algonquin College, they receive a co-curricular credit that complements their academic transcripts and helps build their resume by the time of their graduation. Tonight, we come together to celebrate Ottawa's exceptional youth volunteers, whose dedication knows no bounds. They've not only dedicated their time, but also their heart to creating a better world for all of us. The three finalists being recognized tonight exemplify the very best of Ottawa's youth, proving that age is no barrier to making a meaningful difference. You are a living proof that together we have the power to shape a brighter future for our community. I extend my deepest gratitude to Volunteer Ottawa for their tireless efforts in fostering a culture of volunteerism, and to the nominees for their unwavering dedication. Your contributions are seen and celebrated. Let us also acknowledge the volunteering that not only is a service to our community, but a force of transformation in education itself. The experiences gained through volunteering enriches our lives, broadens our perspectives, and instill values that will serve us well in our educational pursuits and beyond. So as we stand here tonight, let's all renew our commitment to service, inspired by the extraordinary individual before us. Together, we can continue building a community defined by compassion, inclusivity, and a shared determination to make a meaningful impact. Thank you. Merci. Miigwech. And now I guess we'll announce.
Okay, I have the pleasure of introducing the three finalists to you. Sarah Acria. Sarah has shown incredible dedication to volunteering with over 200 hours logged at the age of 15. Along with her work with athletes on the spectrum at Awesome Ottawa, Sarah volunteers with local food banks and environmental groups. Hello, Sarah. Thank you so much for being here. Adil Amstri was nominated for his leadership in many activities like COVID-19 safety, local food drives, and community park cleanups. He volunteers at the Ismaili Community Centre with the Royal Canadian Air Cadets. Adil is pursuing an undergraduate degree in health sciences at McMaster University this fall, and his father is here tonight. Yes. Ray Landrew is here tonight as well, co-founder of Create Challenge Collective, nominated for their outstanding volunteer work, particularly in areas related to conservation, environment, and education. Ray is a Carleton graduate student in physical geography and loves sharing their love of science and nature. Give it up.
And now the envelope for the Outstanding Youth Volunteer Award. And the winner is Ray Landrio. Come on forward. I think we've got a...
Yeah, I was told I had to prepare a speech,
Can we do
and
the picture first?
oh, sure,
Let's do the picture first. There we go.
whichever works.
All right, and you got this. And, ooh, look at this. There we go. There we go. Let's present. Wonderful. Congratulations. I'll put this back here.
I'll just put this over here. So hello everyone, it's an honor to be here with all of you tonight and recognized in this way. Community has been such an important part of my life. It's given me a vast network of support, new opportunities, and so many incredible experiences. And it's been a privilege to be able to give back through volunteering. A privilege I recognize not all people have. I would not be who I am today without the dozens of mentors and inspirational leaders, like my friend Angie here with me tonight, who have mentored me, allowed me to develop my skills, and bring my dreams into reality. So many organizations have taken a chance on me, all of whom are too numerous to name here this evening. They've given me a chance to develop my skills and to make me feel that I have the confidence to go through the world doing anything I set my mind to. I'm very humbled to be recognized in this way, and congratulations to all of the finalists for all the incredible work they do. And thank you to Volunteer Ottawa for hosting such an incredible event.
I just want to say we were absolutely delighted when Christine approached us to sponsor this award. It's such a fitting award. The Council on Aging itself is almost 50 years old now. We are 48 and a half. We're coming up on our 50th anniversary. And we currently have 4 staff and over 150 volunteers. And we could not exist. We always say that we are an organization run by volunteers and supported by staff. Really, volunteers are the essence of a lot of what happens for many seniors organizations. And I know that's true for, probably the people who are here today as well. It's just incredible the work that's done. I know Claude was saying age is no barrier to volunteering. While that works for the youth, it also works for the older adult. Age is no barrier at all. There is so much wisdom and ability that people can contribute. Their time and their talent, it's just incredible what older adults have to offer. So we are just absolutely delighted today to be able to sponsor this award, and I'm going to turn things back over to you to announce our wonderful nominees.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Anne Lambert is a dedicated volunteer with Ottawa Therapy Dogs, both behind the scenes and in person. Anne and her dogs, Bracken, Lark, and Millie, are well known at CHIO, where she's making visits to the pediatrics unit for over 20 years. Wow. It's my pleasure to introduce you to Howard A. Lithwick, is an Ottawa native nominated for his extensive work with groups like the Kiwanis Club of Ottawa, Heart of the City, and Hillel Lodge. He is an active member to young people in local high schools and universities and shares his musical talents with residents in long-term care. Say hi to Howard. And our third finalist, Shirley Whitford. Shirley was nominated by the Rideau Rockcliffe Community Resource Centre for her incredible dedication to all of their programs. Shirley, like family at the centre, spends 40 hours a week helping at the food bank, the community garden, and many other programs. Hi, Shirley. And the envelope, please. No, over to you.
Sure. And the winner is, I'm glad they put this in large letters because I didn't bring my glasses, Shirley Whitford.
Oh, thank you so much. Rideau Rockcliffe is like my second home. I don't like holidays. I do work over 40 hours a week, and I wish it was more hours. I really didn't know what to do before I found Rideau Rockcliffe. I was sort of down in the hills, and I popped up. Somebody told me, go over to Rideau Rockcliffe. They're looking for volunteers. I'm sure of it. And I went over, I talked to a pleasant lady, Sophie, and I started working there. I have learned so many different things that I thought I could never do, but now I know I can. On Monday and Thursdays, I work in Social Harvest with my worms. And the other days, I'm with Sophie, and if she does not have enough work for me, I go bother people to have something for me to do. And they do, and I just stay there. Sometimes they say, go home. I have to finish what I'm doing before I go.
That's lovely.
So thank you so much.
Yeah, we got to pose for photos. Is this right side up? Yes. Here.
Okay, we've got lots to get through here. I wanted to invite Tim Thomas. Tim, come on up. Pearlie Robertson Hill and McDougall is this year's sponsor for the Leadership in Skilled Volunteering Award. Tim is a partner at Pearlie Robertson and has been serving clients in Ottawa for over 35 years. He's known for his support of local charities, including Centre Youville and Make-A-Wish Foundation. Tim, it's all yours.
Thank you. Some very difficult acts to follow. Our firm's been around for about 50 years. We're the largest regional firm in Ottawa. We have about 110 people on staff, and from the beginning, our founders encouraged all of our lawyers and staff to get involved in the community and support the community, and that tradition continues. And so, I think as lawyers, we're privileged, for our education and what we do. So it's very important, I think, that we give back. So we encourage all of our people to do so. So we're therefore very proud to be a sponsor of this event and recognize the amazing volunteers being honored tonight. Thank you.
And our three finalists, Aiden Fritz Millett was nominated for his ongoing work with Christie Lake Kids Leaders in Training program. Using experience from his career in social work, Aiden connects with students and helps them discover their strengths. Aiden says, quote, "It is my vision for my life to make a powerful, positive, lasting impact on the lives of others." End quote. Hi, Aiden. John Peters was nominated for his longtime commitment to the Shepherds of Good Hope, including a central role in the founding of the Shepherds of Good Hope Foundation and ongoing pro bono legal advice. As of May 2023, Shepherds of Good Hope now has more people in community housing than in shelter, a pivotal achievement of the foundation. Give it up for John. Our third nominee, of course, Sylvia Renault. Sylvia was nominated for over 20 years of work with Kids on the Block, Ottawa, as a puppeteer, trainer, board member, and coordinator. Sylvia and her incredible puppets make regular appearances in schools, hospitals, summer camps, helping kids understand and be comfortable with disabilities and differences. Give it up for Sylvia. It's that time. It's envelope time. Over to you, Tim.
It's my pleasure to congratulate John Peters.
Oh, sorry. Thank you.
I'm hold for all.
Sure. Thank you. This had nothing to do with the fact that Gallon sponsored the entertainment. Because we were late in sponsoring it. Thank you to Christine. Thank you, Volunteer Ottawa. Thank you, Amy. All the staff at Volunteer Ottawa. It's an honor to be up here. Congratulations to my fellow nominees, Aiden and Sylvia. I just want to talk about Shepherds for a little bit. It's our 40th anniversary. Table 6 over there is Shepherds of Good Hope. Go Table 6. So 40 years ago, in 1983, I'm pretty good at math, there was a knock at the door at St. Bridget's Church, Rectory. There was the parish priest, I'm not going to mention his name, Father Jack Heffernan. He was a huge Expos fan, and it was a Saturday, and he was watching the Expos, and there was a knock at the door. So he got up, turned off the TV, answered the door, and there was a man there, and he said, "Father, I'm hungry. Can you make me a sandwich?" So Father Heffernan brought him in, made him a sandwich, gave him a glass of milk, spoke to him for 20 minutes, and then showed him on his way, and he went back to his Expos game, the lovely, great Montreal Expos. 20 minutes later, another knock at the door. 2 more people. "Father, you gave Mike a sandwich. Can you make us a sandwich?" So he got up, turned off the TV, he fed these 2 individuals, and he went back to watching his game. And then he realized that there was a need in the city of Ottawa to help the homeless, to help the hungry. And then he later realized there were some people sleeping on the lawn outside the St. Bridget's Church, which is located, as it then was, St. Bridget's Church. It's still located at the corner of St. Patrick and Cumberland. So he started putting mats down in the basement of the church, and that's where the shelter started. But 40 years later, we're so much more than a shelter and a soup kitchen. We now currently serve over 2,000 meals a day. We house and shelter over 500 people a day. As Sam said earlier, we have 250 people in shelter and 296 people in supportive housing. We're second only after the great city of Ottawa as a supplier of supportive housing in the city of Ottawa. We do that because we have a legion of volunteers, thousands of volunteers helping tens of thousands of our most vulnerable. We do that because we have exceptional staff, again, Table 6, who relentlessly work the front lines, and their mission, our vision is homes for all, community for all, hope for all. And the idea is to transition people out of shelter into housing, permanent housing. Those who have joined us in our supportive housing, in our permanent housing, those once settled in our supportive housing programs, which, by the way, exist across the city from the Market, 208 St. Andrew was our first. We have units on Merivale Road. We have a new Ridgecraft home on Montreal Road in Gloucester. We have Hope Living in Canada. It's a former retirement home. And our success rate, their success rate is phenomenal. Once settled in our housing units, less than 1% of people end up back in shelter. And so, we all know there's a problem in Ottawa. We are thankful for the support that we get from all three levels of government, the federal government, the provincial government, and most importantly, the great city of Ottawa. We are partners with the city of Ottawa. We are partners with the Ottawa community. We could not do, well, you could not do, the city of Ottawa, we could be called the shepherds of good Ottawa, because we exist because of the city of Ottawa. We exist because of people who I remember once we asked for frozen turkeys, and within hours, one person delivered over 100 frozen turkeys to us. We didn't even have room in our freezers for that. But here's the thing, we're all volunteers. We're all on the same team, Volunteer Ottawa. Our community, we're all on the same team. I know I'm preaching to the choir because I know that each and every one of you have answered that knock on the door. So thank you very much.
I'd like to invite Chantel Capistran to the stage. Hi, I love your pink. Beautiful. Export Development Canada is this year's sponsor for the Leadership in Corporate Volunteerism Award. Chantel is the Vice President, Corporate Communications at EDC. Export Development Canada has a long-standing relationship with Volunteer Ottawa. They received the Corporate Volunteerism Award at the VOscars in 2017. Give it up for Chantel, everyone.
Mesdames, Messieurs, bonsoir. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm really honored to be here today, joined by some of my incredible colleagues here representing EDC as the sponsor of the Leadership in Corporate Volunteerism Award. EDC is a crown corporation dedicated to helping Canadian businesses make an impact, both at home and abroad. EDC's main objective is to build a stronger, more prosperous, inclusive, and more sustainable economic future for the country. À EDC, nous sommes convaincus que la création d'un avenir meilleur pour le Canada commence au sein des communautés où nous vivons et travaillons. Sharing our time, talents, and financial resources to help our communities is as important at EDC as is our core value of caring. Plus précisément, notre stratégie d'investissement communautaire vise à redonner aux communautés dans lesquelles nous vivons et travaillons par le biais du bénévolat et de dons, en investissant entre autres dans la relève avec notre programme annuel de bourse d'études, ainsi qu'en donnant à nos employés et entreprises canadiennes les moyens de faire la différence au sein des communautés, tant au niveau local qu'international. Each year, EDC proudly partners, as Sam mentioned, with Volunteer Ottawa to organize and execute our annual Community Investment Day. This incredible day provides meaningful opportunities to our employees to come together in the spirit of giving back. This year, over 800 employees across Canada participate in more than 40 volunteer activities that supported local and national organizations, including some that you really know here, Harvest House, Helping with Furniture, Food Sharing Ottawa, Canadian Red Cross, and many more. Having previously won the Leadership in Corporate Volunteerism Award, as mentioned in 2017, EDC truly values the importance of corporate volunteerism. And we are excited to join in celebrating the Ottawa businesses and organizations who demonstrate outstanding social responsibility practices with their employees' volunteer initiatives, of course, and programs this past year. So now it's time to introduce our three finalists.
Let's do it. Thank you so much, Chantal. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. Our three finalists, Engineers Canada. Engineers Canada is being recognized for their excellent culture of community support, including donations, and providing employees with 2 days a year for volunteering. One of their group volunteering projects involved partnering with Friends of Penny Sand Dunes to help restore the ecosystem to its original state. Hello, Engineers Canada. The Ottawa-Gatineau Hotel Association. Ottawa-Gatineau Hotel Association regularly donates much-needed supplies and responds to emergency needs at the Shepherds of Good Hope. They volunteer in the soup kitchen every Valentine's Day. How sweet is that? Earning themselves the name Hoteliers Have Heart. I love that. Royal Bank Canada. RBC is a 2023 Corporate Volunteerism finalist for their dedicated support of Christie Lake Kids Canoe for Kids program. This year alone, 50 RBC volunteers donated nearly 300 hours to support low-income children and youth at this event. Hello, RBC.
Thank you. So now I have the pleasure to announce the winner of the Leadership in Corporate Volunteerism Award. It goes to Engineers Canada.
Like to say a few words?
Yes.
Excellent. Welcome.
Just got to move this up a little bit. Sorry. Thank you, Volunteers Ottawa, for recognizing Engineers Canada's commitment to volunteering. Volunteering is truly an integral part of our company culture, from our annual Staff Volunteer Day to giving 2 days off to each staff member to choose their charity or not-profit choice to volunteer at. To our corporate donations, everyone at Engineers Canada believes that giving back to our community is vitally important. Our annual volunteer days over the years have been seen our staff volunteer at the Summer Solstice Festival, cleanup day at Piney Sand Dunes, and just recently painting with Ottawa Community Housing, which I truly enjoyed. Each year, we've seen how even the simplest act of kindness, compassion, and service are always appreciated, and that these are important ways to create positive and lasting impacts in our community. And we've also seen that volunteering has a great impact on our staff as well. We've witnessed how it's brought us together, how it's elevated our teamwork and our team spirit. So thank you again for recognizing Engineers Canada's leadership in this space, and thank you for Volunteers Ottawa for highlighting the importance of volunteering in our community.
Thank you so much. Okay, what a wonderful night. So many awesome corporations and people in our community. I would like to invite Robert Riom to the stage. Hello, Robert. Come on up. The Ottawa Board of Trade is this year's sponsor for the Pathways to Possibilities Award. Robert is the president and CEO of CCRS Advisory Services and volunteers with the Ottawa Board of Trade as a member of the Board of Directors and as its treasurer. The Board of Trade represents local businesses of every size and every sector. It's an independent, nonpartisan, non-profit organization dedicated to creating prosperity through advocacy, collaboration, and leadership. Hello, Robert.
Bonsoir tout le monde. Good evening, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. Very proud to represent the Ottawa Board of Trade. So my name is Robert Riom, and I'm a proud volunteer member of the Board of Directors of the Ottawa Board of Trade. The Ottawa Board of Trade is the voice of the business community. Let's make it very clear. Business community includes non-for-profit. It's a big, big part of our business community. Just like all non-for-profit organizations, the Ottawa Board of Trade relies on volunteers to achieve its mission. We are blessed with amazing volunteers in the City of Ottawa. The engagement and support of volunteers is the lifeline of non-for-profit organizations. Personally, I am involved in 5 different organizations thanks to my retirement. Now I have a full-time job that makes significant impacts in our community. I would like to take the opportunity to thank all volunteers in the Greater Ottawa region. Each and every one of you play a vital role in the fabric of our city. This evening, I have the honor and privilege, on behalf of the Ottawa Board of Trade, to present the Pathways to Possibilities Award. The Pathways to Possibilities Award celebrates an organization or individual who empowers those in our community who face barriers, using volunteering to create new opportunities and expand horizons. The award highlights the capacity of volunteering to enhance skills, gain experience, and increase social cohesion by recognizing an individual or organization whose leadership has helped newcomers, youth in need, and other marginalized groups find a pathway to opportunity. Over to you, Sam.
Thank you so much. I was having a bite of a bun, so. Okay. Okay, so our 3 finalists. CCI Ottawa Concert, I'm going to start all over again. CC1, CCI Ottawa Conversation Circles Volunteers, represented by Nino Greer and Jennifer Hughes Doucette. CCI Ottawa's Conversation Circles is run entirely by volunteers, giving newcomers an opportunity to build confidence and practice their language skills. These ladies make this program possible by providing employment support, organizing social activities, and hosting circles online for newcomers who aren't able to attend in person. Give it up. Dancia Kendro Susulu volunteers with many organizations, including Centertown Community Health Center, Kiwanis, and as executive director with the Missing Link Project, which nurtures youth by providing after-school programs on fitness literacy, business and financial literacy, and mental health literacy. Give it up. The tenant volunteers of Ottawa Community Housing Corporation They contribute to building healthier, safer, more vibrant, and inclusive communities every day. Examples of their work include running food programs, capacity building workshops, gardening, and offering help with technology. Give it up for all three great organizations. And we have an envelope. Over to you, Robert.
So we have our winner. It's CCI Ottawa Conversation Circles volunteer, Nero Guerrero and Jennifer Hughes Doucette.
Thank you so much.
Maybe we can try to take the picture.
Yeah. We want to. You go inside. There you go.
And let's see if we can.
They're the real volunteers here. So
There we go.
awesome.
Thank you.
Perfect. I'll say yes. Awesome. Thanks very much. So these are the real volunteers, Nerio and Jennifer beside me. I'm Bryn. I'm the volunteer manager at CCI. I promised I wouldn't make them volunteer more time to give a speech tonight, so I said I would take on that lead, but please feel free to speak if you want. Volunteer Ottawa, thank you for bringing so many amazing people together tonight. It's always such a pleasure to be part of this event. It's an extra pleasure being back-to-back winners, CCI Ottawa, so props to CCI Ottawa. And again, thanks so much for having us here. The work that our volunteers do, we wouldn't be able to do it without them. I know someone already said it, but we're a team of volunteers supported by staff, not the other way around. So thank you, Nerio and Jennifer, for all the work that you guys do. If you'd like to say a word, I'll just float the microphone out here, but please don't feel obligated.
Okay,
I know Nerio's a talker.
I wanted to. Yes, I do want to take this opportunity. I felt so happy for the little time I dedicate every week to work as an English teacher for my students until I heard about this Shirley woman. 40 hours a week. You made us feel really bad. Anyways, this is full circle for me. You will understand why. I'm a conference interpreter, and back in my native country, I used to do the interpretation of the Academy Awards ceremony, the Oscars. Wow. So this is full circle for me. I never thought it would be on this side of the camera. I want to thank CCI and the wonderful people at table 10 over there for giving me the opportunity to learn, actually. Learn because I have learned more than I have given to my students. I still call them students. I thank those people. I thank those students, some of whom have been with me for years. And one of them is becoming a Canadian tomorrow. The experience is a little bit bitter because I'll hate to see them go, but it's very sweet because I know they left because they got a job, they cannot be with me anymore, because they learned enough English to be able to get employment. And I like to think that I contributed a little bit to achieve that, and for that I thank them. Thank you so much.
Hello, everyone. I am so grateful to be here tonight with so many wonderful volunteers. It's really moving. You know, volunteering shifts identities. In 2009, I had to leave the workforce due to my own personal disabilities and the complex needs of our two kids. It was a huge shift in identity. I felt like I lost so much of myself, or so I thought. I had worked in academia, I had worked in the federal government, and I'd worked with the nonprofit sector. I felt like in that moment, all of my accomplishments disappeared. Suddenly, I was a person with disabilities that could not work, and I was a stay-at-home mom with 2 kids. Woo, whiplash. But as I could, I began to volunteer with organizations in my community that mattered to me. I volunteered with Hidden Harvest Ottawa. I volunteered with the Child and Youth Permanency Council of Canada and my church. And I began to experience another shift in my identity. Someone who had a deeper connection to community, and someone who felt like she could meaningfully share her talents. And I began grant writing. I became so good at it, but by the time my kids were older and my health was better, I created Yellow Tree Grant Services in 2018. Today we're a team of 5. There's a couple of them right there. Yeah. We serve national, provincial, and frontline nonprofits across Canada. We provide organizations with support throughout the entire grant cycle. In the last 5.5 years, we've raised over $65 million. We've helped nonprofits survive and grow during the pandemic. We're now providing training for those that want to do it yourself. And we're beginning to work with foundations and funders to help them move more into trust-based philanthropy, which we know is where it needs to go. So volunteering shifts identity. It certainly did for me. So without further ado, I am so pleased now to hear more about the finalists for the Outstanding Volunteer Program Award. Sam.
Okay, our finalists tonight, Active Newcomer Youth Ottawa. Active Newcomer Youth Ottawa volunteers help provide a culturally safe space for immigrant and newcomer youth in Ottawa to increase social inclusion and promote mental wellness. Volunteers support the soccer program for youth aged 18 to 29 and a drop-in program for youth aged 9 to 17. Thank you so much. And Hospice Care Ottawa. Hospice Care Ottawa provides compassionate, high-quality care to people with progressive, life-limiting illnesses and their caregivers. Over 450 volunteers provide services in French and English, assisting with day programs, gardening, and organizing fundraising programs. Give it up for Hospice Care Ottawa. The Door Youth Centre has a strong volunteer program that maintained a high level of involvement throughout the pandemic, which is not an easy feat. At least 3 volunteers are on site every evening offering free social, recreational, and educational programs at this youth drop-in center. Give it up for all 3, everyone.
Laura. And the winner for the Outstanding Volunteer Program Award goes to Hospice Care Ottawa. Come on up.
Wonderful. We've had so many incredible nominees tonight. I mean, give it up for everybody. This has been phenomenal. I would not want to have been one of the judges. It's been tough. Come on up, ladies.
Are you doing a picture first or after? Okay, so yeah, that's great. Come on up here. We'll scooch. We'll scooch.
Thank you so much. What a great honor. We're so excited to be here at the VOscars and you know, to have the privilege of working with volunteers every day. I think one of our youth winners mentioned how much she's learned from all of the mentors that have worked with her and supported her in her volunteer roles. And I have to say that goes both ways. For those of us who work with volunteers, the things that we have learned, you know, and gained from the volunteers we've had the pleasure of working with really has made us who we are. I'm so excited for Hospice Care Ottawa. What makes our program great is that we're a culture. It's a culture of volunteerism. We have more than 450 volunteers who sit by bedsides as people are coming to end of life, who feed them their last meals, who go into their homes and provide comfort and support, who come to day hospice programs, and then everything else you can imagine. From our gardens to our food, everything is managed by volunteers. And so much so that when COVID hit, and volunteers were pulled out of many volunteer organizations, we realized very quickly that we could not survive without our volunteers. And so although we moved to a much smaller group, we made sure we had volunteers in our facilities to support our clients and our loved ones. I talk about a culture. We have more than 450 volunteers, but there's only 100 staff. But every one of those staff work directly with volunteers and mentor and nurture in their role. And so we're very fortunate to have an organization that isn't just an organization, really, it's a hospice family that is there for our community and great connection. And if anybody is unaware of Hospice Care Ottawa services, I welcome you to look at our website and see what's out there. So many people are a little bit afraid of what hospice is, you know, dying, we don't want to talk about that. But I can tell you that we are a place where we're not about dying, we're about living. And we're about living every day until the end. All of our services are free, and we're here to support everyone in our community who needs a hand at end of life.
I'd like to introduce Alex Friedman, the Community Radio Fund of Canada's this year's sponsor of the Lifetime Achievement Award. Alex has been the Executive Director of the Community Radio Fund of Canada for more than 3 years. The CRFC supports the production, distribution, and sustainability of Canada's community audio broadcasters through dynamic funding programs. Welcome, Alex.
Merci beaucoup, Sam, pour cette chaleureuse introduction, et c'est vraiment un honneur et un plaisir d'être ici ce soir. The Community Radio Fund of Canada, as Sam mentioned, advocates for and supports more than 235 community, campus, and Indigenous radio stations across this country. This is a network of stations that are at the core of local news and information. They are the gateway for aspiring young broadcasters, some who make a career in broadcasting. And they really are the ones who would are at the heart of communities, really in the heart of the communities that they serve. It's also a network of stations supported by hundreds and hundreds of volunteers across this country. In fact, at last count, I think we have more than 750 volunteers who support community broadcasting across Canada. They're all passionate about the stories they tell. They're passionate about the communities they serve. They donate their time to ensure that their listeners have access to unique programming that reflects the people they serve. And because of all of these volunteers that are a part of these communities, these stations are able to function. And this brings me to Sarah. For nearly more than 25 years now, she has been part of the soul of CHUO, the radio station at University of Ottawa. Perhaps best known as one of the hosts of Black on Black, a collective of women, though, that also include Adrienne Caudette, Jackie Lawrence, Patricia Harewood, Denise Isaac, Joanne John, and so many other voices who've been part of this project. This show brings local and international events to people in Ottawa with a particular focus on the African diaspora. She's also been part of Africa Revisited, Afrique Plus, and so really, I was joking with her earlier, you can really think of Saturday morning as kind of the Sarah Onyango block at CHUO. She does all of this because she is part of this community and wants to share the beauty of Africa and Afro-Caribbean Canadians with the listeners across all of this city. And so, as I said, it is really an honor to be here to be part of this recognition for all of your wonderful contributions. Thank you so much.
Wonderful, thank you. I'd like to welcome to the stage, of course, Councillor Rolson King. Rolson King was elected in a historic by-election in 2019 to represent Rideau Rockcliffe Ward 13, becoming Ottawa's first Black City Councillor. He was re-elected in 2022 and now serves on many committees and boards, including the Community Services Committee and the Built Heritage Committee, which he chairs. He is the council liaison for the city's anti-racism and ethnocultural relations initiatives, leading implementation of the City of Ottawa's anti-racism strategy. Welcome, Councillor King.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everybody, and good evening. As Council Liaison for Anti-Racism and Ethnocultural Relations Initiatives at the City of Ottawa, I'm honored to acknowledge that the land on which Ottawa is built upon is unceded Algonquin Anishinaabe territory. I'm also truly honored and humbled to stand before you today to express our heartfelt gratitude to an exceptional woman in our community, to Sarah. Today, we celebrate not just her dedication, but also her unwavering commitment to promoting unity, understanding, appreciation, and social justice within Ottawa's Black, Caribbean, and African communities and beyond. Sarah, your remarkable efforts in organizing and hosting events, as well as radio programs in our community, have not only brought joy and color to our community, but have also strengthened the bonds that tie us together. Your passion for celebrating the rich cultural tapestry of our Caribbean and African heritage through Black History Ottawa, and I know the whole team is here, so I want to acknowledge the team from Black History Ottawa because it's a team effort. The team is here as well. Is nothing short of inspiring. Through your tireless work, you've given a platform for our voices to be heard, our traditions to be cherished, and our stories to be shared in the pursuit of equity. Your selfless contributions have created spaces where diversity is not just welcomed, but celebrated. In each event you've organized, you've sowed the seeds of understanding, breaking down barriers, and fostering connections that will undoubtedly leave a lasting legacy. Your enthusiasm has sparked a flame of curiosity and appreciation for the vibrant cultures that make up our community, our Ottawa. We are not just acknowledging your efforts today, we're also celebrating the impact you've made on the lives of countless individuals. Your dedication has bridged gaps, opened minds, and created an atmosphere of inclusivity where everyone feels valued and appreciated. In recognizing your outstanding work through Volunteer Ottawa's Lifetime Achievement Award, we are reminded of the power of your passion and determination to make a difference. You are a beacon of light, guiding us towards a future where cultural diversity is not just acknowledged, but embraced wholeheartedly. Sarah, as we express our greatest gratitude to you today, we also extend our deepest respect. Your contributions serve as a testament to the fact that change is possible, and it often starts with the efforts of individuals like you. You have not just organized events and created space for new voices. You've created memories, fostered understanding, and inspired generations. On behalf of the entire community, I extend my heartfelt congratulations and sincere thanks for your outstanding service. Thank you, Sarah, for all you've done and continue to do. Your legacy of understanding and cultural celebration will undoubtedly continue to flourish, enriching the lives of everyone you touch. Congratulations once again, Sarah. You are a true inspiration to all of us.
Thank you so much, Councillor King. I'd like to introduce you to June Gervin. June is a well-known Ottawa community leader and a person Sarah describes as her personal mentor. June is the president of the Black History Ottawa and a promoter of the citywide UN Decade for People of African Descent 2015 to 2024, embracing Ottawa's motto, Advance Ottawa en avant. In 2016, she was invested as a member of the prestigious Order of Ontario and a recipient of the Mayor's City Builder Award. Hello, Judy.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you for coming into my home every day. What else can I say about Sarah? Councillor has said it all, and so beautifully. I want to say two things. Community volunteering is a delicious tonic for old age. I recommend it. Another thing, today is about Sarah, but I'd be remiss if I stood here and did not say thank you to Gowlings. I came of age in Canada. I was looking for a job. I didn't like taking exams, but it seemed I had to take a civil service exam. So I was on the way to the exam when I was walking on Metcalfe Street, and I saw a sign saying Gowling, McTavish, Henderson, and I pushed the door open because I wanted to avoid the exam. And I said, I'm looking for a job. And that's how I met Peter Newcomb of Gowlings. Peter Newcomb not only hired me, he became my lifelong mentor. Now there's a volunteer job for you. And I'm standing here, quite truly, because of Peter Newcomb. So volunteerism can be for a community, but it can be for one individual immigrant of African ancestry who needed a supporter. So thank you, Gowlings, for carrying the legacy of Peter Newcomb. Kenyan-born Sarah Nyango, she of the magnificent Maasai regalia, is a well-known fixture in Ottawa on community, television, radio scene, and wider community. This award recognizes Sarah's decades of volunteer contributions. It recognizes her place among Ottawa's honored community builders. Sarah is a role model for me, for all of us in the Black community and beyond. Sarah inspires and lifts us up. I speak on behalf of my fellow board members when I say that Black history honors Sarah as our pride. Let's even say our backbone. She joined Black History Ottawa in 1993. She served as a community volunteer, translator. With her, we reestablished the organization with community partnerships, including library and archives. She works assiduously, exhaustively, to sustain Black History Ottawa and our longevity. She has raised the profile of Black History Ottawa throughout the wider community. Sarah plays a central role in organizing the official Black History Month launch for the City of Ottawa. She has strengthened ties between BHO and our sister organization in Gatineau, Quebec, Conseil communautaire noir de Gatineau, and the City of Ottawa, and institutional partners like Ottawa Public Library. On the BHO board, her special responsibilities include communications, or archives, matters relating to Black History Ottawa's public profile, and outreach. Sarah engages with us, supports us, promotes us. She connects us across our diaspora communities from Canada, Africa, the Caribbean. Her volunteerism as a member of the United Way East Ontario Recognition Team and co-chair of Welcoming Ottawa Week are two concrete examples of this. Sarah is a connector, a communicator, an ambassador at large. Words that come to mind in describing her community-building ways include ever engaged, ever present, available, initiative-taking, responsive, on time, key, especially key, enabling. Sarah leads us to know one another, to enhance our capacity to become a stronger team, stronger together. She does this in whatever media is available to her. Maybe it's being a broadcaster with CHU 89.1 FM and the Rogers TV. Sarah has an affair of the heart with community, in the spirit and intent of Ottawa's motto, Advance Ottawa, en avant. Let's simply say that Sarah's love and commitment to our community is expressed through her community building and connection and community connections in whatever way is presented to her. She seeks ways. Sarah is so supportive. Doing community building work in Ottawa requires covering cultures, covering cultural distances, as well as geographic distances. Sarah is a citizen of the multicultural universe. So she closes cultural differences in Ottawa with finesse and with ease. Evidence of this is her volunteer public relations work for various African and Caribbean associations, diplomatic missions here in Ottawa. Sarah, how can I properly praise you? Let us just say thank you, gratitude. And thank you to Volunteer Ottawa for seeing excellence when excellence presents itself.
I'd like to introduce Gavin Lumsden. Gavin is the station manager at Rogers Ottawa and has worked with Sarah for most of his 30 years. I said 30 years at the station. It's amazing. Gavin is no stranger to volunteering himself, contributing to many projects with the Mission, Cornerstone, the Dragon Boat Foundation, and the Food Bank. Last year, he received the Ted Rogers Award as Employee of the Year and became a member of the Order of Ottawa. Gavin Lumsden, everyone.
Well, I'm not sure why I'm going last. Those were three absolutely beautiful tributes, and I can't possibly match them, but here's what I got. Thank you very much. I'm extremely honored to be here tonight as you recognize one of Rogers TV's longest serving and most distinguished volunteers. Sarah Onyongo, Rogers French and English stations, Rogers French and English stations are in Ottawa are volunteer driven as we create content that is for, by, and about our community. A portion of it is driven by Sarah in her role as producer. The climate for volunteerism has evolved considerably in recent years, especially so since COVID. The evolution, occasions, and opportunity to take stock and reflect on the characteristics of the ideal volunteer. The exercise conjures words such as dedication, commitment, creativity, professionalism, and yes, even punctuality. All traits which can quite easily be ascribed to Sarah. I'll go off script here for a second to relate that once a month for the last 3 decades, Sarah, who doesn't drive, takes 2 buses in rush hour in the dead of winter to come to our station to record her programs. And she is never, ever late. A remarkable feat given the transit challenges in our city. Sorry, Councillor. But I submit that Sarah's impact as a volunteer embodies more, much more. She's a role model, as we've heard tonight, an inspiration, and a true connector in the Gladwellian sense, someone who brings people and ideas together. Indeed, one of the key problem-solving mantras at our station has become, ask Sarah, she'll know someone. We've been privileged to know Sarah as a warm, gracious, and generous community builder for more than 30 years. She is richly deserving of this honor, and we are grateful to Volunteer Ottawa for making it possible.
Wow. Wow. Give it up, everybody, for the one and only Sarah Odhiambo. Alex?
Pictures first, I guess.
Oh my goodness. And then I have to respond to all that? I mean, you already said everything. We can go home now. Is this the one that, no, this is the one that works. Yeah, there we go, there we go. Sorry. Whew. Ero kamano uru ahinya. Ero kamano. Asanteni sana, santeni. Merci infiniment. Merci beaucoup. Thank you. I started off in my mother tongue, which is Luo. It's a language spoken by Nilotic peoples around Lake Victoria. Those are my people. That's who I come from. That's where I get my values originally before I came anywhere near Canada. That's also who I honor by wearing traditional Maasai attire. The country of Kenya is where I got the spirit of Harambee, working together in solidarity to lift each other up, to lift the community and the country up. I'm a very spiritual person. I've been asked often, why do you do this? Why do you do this? I believe that service is the rent you pay for living. That is not my quote. I think it's Martin Luther King Jr., if I'm not mistaken. That's how I live my life every day. I've been given a lot of privilege. My parents, who came from very humble beginnings in rural areas in South Nyanza, managed to get themselves educated, lift themselves out of their circumstances. My father had a wonderful, long diplomatic career that took him around the world, and that brought me here. I'm grateful to my parents because they modeled Harambee in our home. They modeled it there. As children, we saw this, and we grew up with that as a core value. It's not about you, it's about us. It's about family and community. I would like to spend the rest of my time thanking a lot of people. I would like to begin with some people who unfortunately no longer are with me, but who have really been instrumental in a lot of the community media work that I've done in this community. I'd like to start with my late beloved mentor, John Dennison. John Dennison is that one person who watched me around the community and decided that he was going to help me be more effective, and he was going to help me cultivate excellence in community work. I approach community work like it's a job. It's actually my second full-time job that I have. And I put all the energy into it. Gavin did mention I'm never late. I don't believe in being late. I don't play that. I just don't. Everything is taken very seriously. I don't like to waste people's time, energy, investment, and I just give it everything. John Dennison. The other we lost this year. John we lost in 2014. The other we lost this year. Ewart Walters. Ewart Walters, the founder and publisher of the Spectrum newspaper, who gave me my first writing job. I wrote for the Spectrum until it disappeared from 1994 to 2013. These two gentlemen would call me, encourage me, advise me. They would even tune into the show and critique, which is very helpful because both of them were very experienced, and it helped me become a better community broadcaster. And speaking of broadcasting, I'd like to thank my boss, Gavin, at Rogers TV, and all of the colleagues there, all the people that I have collaborated with, whether it was on Font on From, Caribbean Calendar. I'd really like to pay tribute to Shahid Khan. Shahid Khan is another mentor. He is the one who saw me being interviewed and said, "Would you like to host this show? We kind of lost our host. I think you'd be good," and would encourage me to keep coming back. And I never left. 22 years later, I'm still there. Yes. And I'd also like to pay tribute to Jean-Marie Guerrier, the Vice President of Black History Ottawa, because at one point it was me and him trying to keep Black History Ottawa alive somehow when we'd gone through a lot of challenges with changes of leadership. With no money, using our own money, trying to just keep Black History Month going here in the city of Ottawa. And I'd like to pay tribute to him and all of my fellow board members of Black History Ottawa for their support and their trust in me. Radio Guy, I'd like to thank your organization, but I'd like to really thank CHUO and another mentor and supporter at CHUO who just stepped down. Erin Flynn of CHU 89.1 FM. This woman, I mean, very hands-on, very supportive, always ready to provide the resources, training and otherwise that we needed to make Black on Black the show that it has become. It is literally a reference in Black community media in this city. And I'd also like to pay tribute to my fellow host producers, Adrian, Denise, Jackie, Pat, and all the previous people that I've co-hosted with. I do not take this for granted. When they said lifetime achievement, I was like, lifetime? I mean, I know I'm old, but I'm not that old. Why are you giving me a lifetime? Anyway. And then I realized, oh, wait, okay, so that's 20 years, that's it. Okay. Okay, yeah, that could be a lifetime. Yeah, like it could. J'aimerais un peu parler en français parce que, je suis quand même francophone aussi. Je suis vraiment très reconnaissante de toutes les possibilités qui m'ont été données de m'épanouir dans le milieu communautaire. C'est pas toujours amusant, c'est pas toujours gai. Ça peut être très fatigant. Gavin parlait de mes escapades à travers la ville, dans les transports en commun. Ben c'est ça, parce que je conduis pas. Oui, alors, ça se fait à pied, en autobus. Once in a while, I can get a ride from somebody to get to where I need to get to. Mais je suis très consciente du fait que Le travail que je fais, c'est pas donné à tout le monde. C'est pas tout le monde qui a le temps, c'est pas tout le monde qui a l'énergie, c'est pas tout le monde qui a une job à temps plein. And no offense to my employer, but literally my full-time job pays so that I can do my other job, which is community work. I'm hoping that with this award I can, A, promote Volunteer Ottawa, because they do a fabulous job promoting volunteerism, don't you think, in the city of Ottawa? Yeah. And Elder June did say inspiring. I hope to inspire especially younger people of color, especially from the newcomer community, immigrants, refugees. Inspire them to do their little bit where they're at as much as they can now and not wait to be settled, to be this, to be that. Because for me, I found community through volunteering. I literally found community through volunteering. That's how I started doing it. I didn't see my people, I didn't know where they were, I didn't know what was going on, and through volunteering, I found a huge Black community made up of Black communities, and then a wider community. So I hope that I would inspire them to truly understand the extent to which volunteering is also part of being the fabric of Canadian society. Volunteers are the glue that hold all of this together. Alors merci beaucoup. Je suis très...
Getting those beautiful pictures taken. That's wonderful. Lifetime Achievement Award, but I don't think she's done, right? No, she's not done. She's not done by any stretch. Wonderful. We're capturing the moment tonight. Okay, give it up for our friend, of course, Sarah Oniongo. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you. All the wonderful words that were shared tonight. And none of this happens without the leadership of Christine Trotzmandorf. She is just one of my favorites.